What do you understand about the reward system of the war on drugs?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, yun po ang aking ibig sabihin po, Mr. Chair, when I write here in my affidavit, the word reward, Mr. Chair, and
Did you read your
incentivized.
affidavit before you signed?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Sino po ang gumawa ng affidavit nyo?
Yung lawyer ko po, Mr. Chair, in my presence, siya po ang Mr. Chair.
If your intention really is to pertain to promotion and choice of assignment, Major Albotra, bakit hindi yon ang ginamit mong terminologies?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, yun po talaga ang ibig sabihin ng kung ikaw ay ma-rewarda ng assignment o magandang assignment or promotions po, Mr. Chair.
Few questions for Major Albotra. Major, in your affidavit, you gave a complete account of your whereabouts by the date, by the time. Can you please enlighten us? What is your intention in giving the complete account of your whereabouts?
Mr. Chair, Madam, kasi po, Mr. Chair, wala pong ibang maaring dahilan kung bakit lumabas po yung chismis na yun, kundi yung short assignment ko po sa Calamba, Laguna, na nalify nga po, Madam. Kaya po, hinalungkat ko po kung saan ako ng mga times na yon. Based po doon sa plane ticket ko, at saka yung normal na proseso po ng police na nagko-courtesy call until such time po na may order, and kung doon ko po na madam yung mga tickets ko po, doon ko po na recover, ma'am.
Major, you also mentioned about your plane tickets. Why do you have to include your flight bookings in your intention to give the complete account of your whereabouts? Ano pong intention nyo? Bakit nilalatag nyo itong mga whereabouts nyo during those time, including your plane tickets?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I'm just showing the committee, Mr. Chair, and prove that wala po akong kinalaman, Mr. Chair, sa pagkamatay ni Mayor Halili, Mr. Chair.
Would it be correct to say, Major Albotra, that you are trying to give an impression na wala ka doon sa lugar when I am referring to the killing of Mayor Tony Halili? Would it be correct to say that it is your intention to give an impression na wala ka doon nung pinatay si Mayor Halili?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
That is your intention in presenting all these documents?
To show, Mr. Chair, na ang pagka-assign ko po doon, Mr. Chair, is dumaan po sa proseso, Mr. Chair, until such time po na nalify po yung order ko at na umuwi na po ako, Mr. Chair, balik sa Cebu, Mr. Chair.
Major Albotra, are you aware of the defense of alibi? What do you understand about alibi?
Yun pong sabihin mo po na wala ka dyan, Mr. Chair.
And that is your intention in giving this complete account. You wish to give an impression na wala ka dun sa Tanawan City or any of the immediate vicinity when the killing incident against Mayor Tony Halili happened. Do you agree with me?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
But you have to understand, Major Albotra, that alibi, to become admissible, it must be physically impossible for you to be in that place or in any of its immediate vicinity. Do you think that after presenting your complete whereabouts including the plane ticket, you have established already that physical impossibility to be there in Tanawan City?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Please understand, Major Albotra, that what you presented is just a plane ticket. It only shows that you are booked on that date, on that plane, on that flight. But it does not in any way prove at all that you really took that flight and you were in Cebu during that date.
Mr. Chair, I think pwede naman po siguro ma-verify natin, Mr. Chair, sa airlines, Mr. Chair, if indeed the tickets were boarded, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Since you have started presenting this plane ticket, you might as well present also the manifesto of that flight and show to us that you're included among the passengers who took that flight. But nevertheless, Major Albotra, even assuming for the sake of discussion na ikaw nga ay nasa Cebu, kunyari lang, assuming lang, it does not in any way absolve you from your possible involvement in the killing incident. The way Mayor Tony Halili was murdered requires careful preparation, grand design, which presupposes a number, if not huge number, of personalities involved. Hindi po ito kaya ng isang tao lang, ng dalawang tao lang, or perhaps kahit tatlong tao lamang. In other words, I am certain that there is a theory of conspiracy in the killing of Mayor Tony Halili. Having said that, Major Albotra, I wish to tell you na kahit mapatunayan mong nasa Cebu ka, meron tayong mga tinatawag na principal by inducement, principal by indispensable cooperation, who, even without their physical presence, may be equally liable to the crime because of the theory of conspiracy. Do you understand, Major?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
I wish to manifest as well the very spontaneous testimony of Colonel Garma about you mentioning to him, to her, and even trying to boast upon the fact that you are part of the killing incident against Mayor Tony Halili. The testimony is very spontaneous. It is very natural. And we do not see any reason why we should not believe that testimony of Colonel Garma. Unless, Major Albotra, you will be able to prove motive against Colonel Garma, we may be inclined to reconsider this position. Can you please try to think harder? May galit po ba sa inyo si Colonel Garma? Ano po ba ang posibleng dahilan kung bakit kayo i-implicate ni Colonel Garma amid your claim of absolute innocence?
Mr. Chair, I can only think of two reasons, Mr. Chair. Unang-una po, masyado na pong confused at mabigat na po ang dinadaanan ni ma'am. Kaya gusto niya na po sigurong ipasa ang burden, Mr. Chair. Pangalawa, yung Barayuga murder case po, Mr. Chair, baka naiipit na po si ma'am. Kaya po, gusto niya na siguro pong i-divert ang atensyon ng Quadcom na ito, Mr. Chair. At saka, si Lieutenant Colonel Santi Mendoza po, Mr. Chair, siya po ay classmate ko. Baka po nagalit na rin si ma'am sa class namin, Mr. Chair.
You have to realize, Major Albotra, that the testimony that was given by Colonel Garma started with the President down to the police operatives. Yours is not even a pinch of that totality. At kagaya po ng tinanong kanina ng ibang members ng Quad, why of all the police officers in the entire country, why you, if she indeed is not telling the truth?
Can I answer, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Sa totoo lang, Mr. Chair, hindi ko po talaga alam, Mr. Chair. Yun lang pong reason na yun ang naisip ko. Pero kung you try to background me po doon sa Cebu, Mr. Chair, wala pong maniniwala, Mr. Chair, na ako ay ganong klaseng tao. Hindi po ako mayabang. Tahimik nga lang po ako, Mr. Chair. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Now, Major, I wish to invite your attention to paragraph 12 of your affidavit. Sabi mo dito, even my subsequent career promotion and assignments debunks any notion of being rewarded or incentivized due to any allegations of killings. Do you know for a fact that the reward system exists? Yes or no?
Mr. Chair,
Yes or no?
partly yes po, Mr. Chair, partly no.
Partly yes. Enlighten us, which part of the reward system are you aware of?
Mr. Chair, what I am trying to elaborate here, Mr. Chair, ako po ay tapon-tapon din, Mr. Chair, sa aking assignments. Yung promotion ko, kita nyo naman, Mr. Chair, hanggang ngayon, hindi pa ako napopromote. And kung totoo, Mr. Chair, na talagang parte ako nung pagpatay kay Mayor Halili, siguro po maganda po yung assignment ko, Mr. Chair. Hindi po ako binalik doon sa Cebu, Mr. Chair. Tapos, yes, Mr. Chair.
So when you speak about reward system, you are pertaining only to promotion and assignment? Is that what you mean?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Then you could have used the word promotion and assignment and not reward. Why did you use the term reward? What do you understand about the reward system of the war on drugs?
I have no personal knowledge on that, Mr. Chair. I did not partake on that.
If you do not have a personal knowledge, this representation would not mind if that is a hearsay. What do you understand about the reward system? Because certainly, this is not about promotion. This is not about a choice of assignment. Otherwise, you should have indicated that in paragraph 12. What do you understand about the reward system of the war on drugs?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, yun po ang aking ibig sabihin po, Mr. Chair, when I write here in my affidavit the word reward, Mr. Chair, and
Did you read your affidavit before you signed?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Sino po ang gumawa ng affidavit nyo?
Yung lawyer ko po, Mr. Chair, in my presence, siya po ang Mr. Chair.
If your intention really is to pertain to promotion and choice of assignment, Major Albotra, bakit hindi yon ang ginamit mong terminologies?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, yun po talaga ang ibig sabihin ng kung ikaw ay ma-rewarda ng assignment o magandang assignment or promotions po, Mr. Chair.
With that, Major Albotra, you are denying the reward system which was testified to already by Colonel Garma, by Colonel Espinosa, by Colonel Santi, as well as the pronouncements made already by the then President and the other senators all over the media. Are you denying all this?
Mr. Chair, there are rumors about that, Mr. Chairs, but I have no direct knowledge on that, Mr. Chair.
There are rumors, but you do not have direct knowledge. Now let's go back to paragraph 12. You said that you did not receive any incentive or reward. If you did not receive any, then who received the incentive and the reward?
I do not have any knowledge on that, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
I hope you realize also, Major Albotra, that plain denial does not have a weight in the law on evidence. You have to substantiate by positive evidence all the testimonies that you're offering to the committee. Mr. Chair, may I ask a question to PIDEA?
Please continue.
Kanina po, PIDEA, you said sometime in August 2018, the name of Mayor Tony Halili in the drug list has been negated already. Do you confirm this?
Your Honor, it is an August 2020 list, not 2018, Your Honor.
Mayor Tony Halili was killed July 2, 2018. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
And during that time, his name is included in the drug list. Do you confirm?
Yes, Your Honor.
And his name was only negated sometime in August of 2020.
Yes, Your Honor. It was indicated in the August 2020 list that he was negated already, Your Honor.
Can you please enlighten us? Ano ho ba ibig sabihin nung negated?
It is neutralized, Your Honor. I mean, he was killed already.
Negated for the case of Mayor Halili would then mean he is dead already.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's why it was neutralized already.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Part of the testimony of Colonel Garma, it was Colonel Leonardo who has the last say in the inclusion, classification of the high-value target, and the exclusion of the drug personalities in the drug list. Would you know if it is really Colonel Leonardo?
Your Honor, we have no indication that Colonel Leonardo had any clear participation in the making of these lists.
I understand that you were appointed in the PIDEA only during the present administration. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
While the time element we're talking about with respect to the participation of Colonel Leonardo to this drug list is sometime in 2016 to 2019. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor, correct.
Is it because you are not yet in the PIDEA why you could not comment as to his participation in the drug list that everybody has been referring to?
Your Honor, we have a copy of these lists, but we do not have a, how do you call it, a conviction, or we are not sure if Colonel Leonardo had any participation in the coming up of these lists.
Since you were appointed in the PIDEA, Director General, would you know if this drug list has ever been validated?
Yes, Your Honor. There is a process on how it is validated, and this goes up to the executive secretary for it to be, for its validation. When I say validation, it entails whether a name should be deleted, whether a name should be placed on suspense file, or a name is supposed to be retained. And there was a procedure that was agreed upon in 2019. on how this list is going to be validated. And so this is the process that we are following, Your Honor. And to be very honest about it, we have only validated 1,502 of the total of 6,042 names.
So, to this date, PIDEA, the total number of names is still 6,000 plus.
Yes, Your Honor, 6,042.
And that out of that 6,000 plus, the ones validated is only 1,000 plus.
Yes, Your Honor.
So how do you appreciate the genuineness of the remaining 5,000 still in the drug list?
There is a process, Your Honor. It's a very long process, and which starts in the barangay level and it goes up to the regional level, and from the regional level, it goes to a remedied committee, Your Honor. This remedied committee is made up of 4 members: the Chief of Staff, the Chief of the Philippine National Police, the Secretary of Interior and Local Government, and the Director General of PIDEA. The secretariat of this committee is PIDEA, Your Honor. And what happens is that we study the names, again, starting from the barangay, then from the barangay it goes to municipal and city level, then up to the provincial, involving all units, especially law enforcement agencies, to determine whether this name should be retained, delisted, or to be placed on suspense file. And we recommend this, and this remedied committee, which is chaired by the Secretary of Interior and Local Government, submits this list to the Office of the Executive Secretary for a decision to be made whether the recommendations will be granted or not, or approved or not, Your Honor. But sometimes, let's just say, for example, in the regional level, there are certain, it takes the regional director, for example, of the PNP, the regional director of the DILG, mostly regional directors, Your Honor. But as I gathered, there were instances in the past that it was very hard to convene all of these people together to sign the results of their validation, and so it was taking a long time. And that's the reason why we were only able to validate 1,502 of the 6,000 plus names, Your Honor.
Given that answer, PIDEA, ginagamit pa po ba ng mga law enforcement agencies yung drug list, given the fact that the remaining 5,000 remain unvalidated?
As far as the remedied list is concerned, Your Honor, it has it has stalled for a while because we are waiting for the palace to act on our recommendation to continue its validation. But we are not only dependent on this list, we also have our National Drug Information System, which has names. Aside from that, we also continue validating starting at the barangay level for possible names that are new, names that may have been cleared in the past but have, how do you call it, gotten back to the system of the illegal drugs again. So it's a continuing process, Your Honor. And again, this list goes up to the national level, and this is the watch list that we use in going after personalities in the different locations in the country, Your Honor.
In other words, PIDEA, even when we have this drug list unvalidated, the 5,000 of them, you come up with your own validation in cases where you receive reports about involvement in drug operation. You come up with a separate and entirely new validation. Tama po ba yung understanding ko?
Yes, Your Honor. It's a continuing process, and this list is a active list, we may call it, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, I wish to continue my interpellation with Colonel Garma. Meantime, I will yield to the other members.